Hi, I'm Arlecier West, and welcome to King County at your service. Celebrating culture and making people feel like they belong. That's the goal of Metro's Bus Shelter Mural program. Now, 6 new Metro bus stops are celebrating Latino culture. Meet the special couple behind this amazing project.
Working together for 40 years. It's been a process, like a constant negotiation all the time.
Luego se la das.
Yeah. She's very precise. She's a perfectionist person.
Esa música un poquito más alta. I like him to see the editing, how it's going. I like to go see his editing. He doesn't like that much, but it's been fun. I mean, it's been 40 years, but it's been fun. At the end, we communicated. I think that's the key.
I've known Mario and Marta for 20 years. I will describe them as a power couple.
We met working in a TV station, very small TV station near Mexico City, and I was a production assistant, and she was the anchor of the show. And since then, we have been working together.
They're truly advocates for the community. What I say, they have the heart.
As immigrants, we went through that process of becoming part of a new society, a new culture, new language. And so we wanted to use our production skills to create content that educates and empowers our communities.
Working with Mario and Martha, we had opportunity for the beautiful culture and heritage of the Latino community to be recognized and celebrated in some of our bus shelters.
With those shelters, with those images, it's like a message saying, you are welcome here. South Park, Beacon Hill, Renton.
University of Washington Latino community is around King County.
We saw it like a great opportunity to show the talent in our community. I don't just mean the images, I mean the photographers, the creative mind that brought that image.
Brian Mendia, Juan Pérez Calleja, Fulgencio Lazo.
We want people to feel comfortable using public transportation when they're waiting for the bus and they are surrounded by beauty.
When you are an immigrant and you find yourself in a new society with a new language, it is really important that you see yourself in this new society. But also, it's really important that you become part of that society.
I'm very proud to be a Mexican, but also as well very proud to be American citizen and live in this society. Seattle, King County, state of Washington is a kind of unique place to live.
With those shelters, with those images, it's like a message saying, you are welcome here. You are welcome here, and we appreciate you, your work, your effort. Sorry. Oh goodness, I didn't expect this.
When you try a new restaurant, do you check the food safety ratings first? Well, here's some good news. Now you'll be able to find the safety ratings at food trucks and other vendors too. Here's how it works.
This is our food safety rating poster that you might see at your favorite restaurant.
Oh, can I just get like 2 tacos, carne asada? Thank you. Health investigators conduct routine inspections at over 12,000 businesses across the county. Signs like these let you know how a restaurant is doing under those inspections.
So for your typical full-service sit-down restaurant, we're going to be visiting them twice a year for a routine inspection. We'll show up unannounced. We really want to get a sense of how that restaurant operates during a normal day.
Investigators are checking to make sure hot food is kept hot, cold food is kept cold, the food prep area is clean, hands are washed properly, and more. That's pretty good. The restaurant's overall rating depends on following safe food practices.
An excellent rating really means that this particular restaurant is doing a fantastic job of food safety. What we expect to see is that about 50% of restaurants are going to fall within this excellent category. If you see a good rating in a restaurant, that restaurant is really exceeding the minimum standards of food safety at that location. About 40% of restaurants are going to fall within the good category, approximately. An okay rating, that is a restaurant that's still meeting the minimum standards, but maybe we've seen a few more violations in their past inspection history. We see around 8 to 10% of restaurants will have that okay. And then this needs to improve here. This is a special rating where, for example, we have to close a restaurant due to excessive number of food safety violations or from something we call an imminent health hazard. Just recently, we've expanded the food safety rating system to include food trucks and food trailers. It will be covering caterers as well as bakeries and meat markets or seafood markets as well. They'll all receive this food safety rating now.
Public Health has always inspected these businesses. The only change is that ratings will now be posted publicly.
And we'll also have a QR code at the bottom that you can scan with your phone. So if you're curious to see specific violations this particular restaurant received during their past few inspections, you can look that up if you want to.
We asked Ian, which restaurants are you comfortable eating at?
The answer I would give is that, yeah, if a restaurant is open for business, it means they've met our minimum requirements for operating. So for myself, I'm a healthy individual. I'm not as worried, but for example, I wouldn't necessarily take my 5-year-old to a restaurant that may have a lower food safety rating.
Really good.
Growing up can be tough for many teenagers these days. But thanks to the White Center Teen Program, there's a place where kids can go to grow, connect, and belong.
All the kids around the community know the log cabin. It is a space for everybody to enjoy.
It's so special having somewhere to go. I know when you're a kid, there's a lot of things that you remember, and I just want to be that for kids to remember.
We have an indoor gym, the games room, a raised bed garden. We serve dinner 5 days a week. We're a full-time teen program, open year-round.
The kids know that they can get help if they have a problem at school, if they have a problem at home, if they can't talk to anybody.
So this place is a place that really nurtured me. Growing up in White Center, there are few places where we could go and really just hang out and be kids, and this was one of the places.
My parents came here because, there's a large group of Cambodian and Vietnamese here.
We were raised in this community, and I think we, saw a lot of inequities in this neighborhood. There is no way to survive in this environment without helping each other. So I think that was just super instilled in us as kids growing up here, that we needed to help one another. I think as much as our dad wanted us to be doctors and lawyers and engineers, we just needed to help. This community is definitely changing. Having places where kids and folks from the neighborhood can hang out and feel like they belong is so important.
White Center Teen Program is the blood flow of White Center.
You spend a lot of time here.
Yeah, the blood flow,
King County International Airport, or Boeing Field, is making history. It's the first airport in the country to use an electric fire truck. Yep, the airport has a new hybrid model that can hit 0 to 60 in seconds.
Flying ground, ARF. ARF stands for Aircraft Rescue Firefighting. The FAA has the mandate for us that we respond from the center of the airport to a crash scene anywhere on the airport within 3 minutes. This truck, with its diesel and battery technology, responds faster. With this truck, we're 0 to 55 in about 24 seconds. It's a 2024 Oshkosh Striker Volterra. Volterra means that it's a hybrid truck. It runs primarily on battery power, electric power, but when it needs to pump, it can operate a diesel engine and activate the pump. The biggest thing for us with this truck is it has to be housed indoors so that it doesn't freeze during the wintertime. The drawback of that is when you start up a diesel engine, you emit diesel particulates, which causes cancer. It's proven to do that in firefighters. With this truck, when we start it up, there are no diesel emissions whatsoever. So the significance for the airport and the county, I think, is just to codify our commitment to climate action and climate preservation. I feel pretty excited about it. You know, it's kind of the first new truck since I've been here. Got to be a huge part of it, so it's awesome.
It's one of the busiest and most beautiful mountain passes in the country. Did you know that Snoqualmie Pass is also a thriving residential community? A lot of folks actually live there year-round.
What I love most about Snoqualmie Pass, that's an impossible question to answer. When it's summer, I talk about the trails and the campfires and the s'mores. In the wintertime, I forget all about that. And I do nothing but talk about how great it is to live here in the winter and go skiing every day with my kids. What I love about Snoqualmie Pass most? Everything.
Snoqualmie Pass is about an hour east of Seattle. It's the lowest of the three mountain passes through a Cascade Range. And so Native Americans came through here for thousands of years to get from eastern Washington to western Washington. And then settlers came through, herding cattle, eventually leading to a toll road. And then the railroad first came through in 1909 and struggled for a number of years just due to the volume of snow and avalanches. And eventually a tunnel was put through.
We're at the Snoqualmie Tunnel. It's part of the state park's Palouse to Cascade trail system. People will come through here on bikes and by foot. Start at one end of Snoqualmie Pass here in Kittitas County. 2.5 miles later, you'll pop out and be able to see all the way down to Seattle and Bellevue. It's a real fun adventure.
The origination of skiing at Snoqualmie Pass, it has a long history and a proud history. The people from Scandinavian nations who immigrated to the Seattle area were very keen on skiing. So it was always going to be a natural thing that they were going to search out the closest mountains, and that happens to be Snoqualmie Pass. So some of the earliest activity was Nordic jumps, and you didn't have lifts back in the day. People were hiking the hill to get their turns. It would have been a fit crew, but obviously you didn't get a lot of laps in, and that's really where the Moffat family entered the scene.
First rope tour was generally right here.
Yeah, 1938.
My dad, Webb Moffat, was a civil engineer from Rensselaer, New York, and he came out west in the Depression. He heard about this endless rope ski lift and figured out how to build one. Then my dad joined a couple of Tacoma businessmen and built the first ski lift at Snoqualmie Summit, and that was a hit.
On the heels of Webb Moffat starting the Snoqualmie Summit ski area, things moved along pretty quickly in what was becoming a very fast-growing popular sport. In present time, we have 20 chairlifts and 7 magic carpets, about 45 kilometers of Nordic trails, very popular at Tubing Park, some of the largest night skiing in America. We're also popular in summer with mountain bike trails delivered by high-speed quad chair, so there's a lot to do up here.
Washington State Ski and Snowboard Museum has been open for about 10 years. I'm the co-founder with Dolly Armstrong, who's the mother of Debbie Armstrong, who won the Sarajevo Olympics. We'd encourage anybody that's interested in ski history to come see this museum.
If you're coming up to Snoqualmie Pass to recreate, be prepared for any eventuality, especially with the weather. On the weekends, you can never really count on finding parking up here. So consider coming up during the midweek when the crowds are lower. Bring what you're going to need and pack it out when you're done, and be respectful to the land and the community and neighbors up here.
Snoqualmie Pass is one of the only mountain towns where residents live in the same area as the ski resort. My daughter and I live here, and we just love the community. Everybody is here for the shared passion of the outdoors, and that really brings a special type of person.
Aside from being the busiest mountain pass in the United States for commerce, we are the most visited recreational outpost for the greater Seattle metropolitan basin. At the same time, we have a growing full-time residential community and a variety of local businesses. We are becoming a town. This is my 10th winter up here, and I love coming home every day. Instead of mowing the grass, I get to blow snow. And every day I get to is a good day.
Thanks for joining us for King County at Your Service. Check us out online at kingcounty.gov/KCTV. I'm Arlecier West. We'll see you next time.